Okay, this is just a short video on how I put together some of the knives I make. Well, this particular type of knife. And this is the kind that I like to carry around with me once in a while, and just to try out on different things and to see how the stone works with different things. Stone knives are good for cutting cordage or skinning. Uh, if you're into hunting and stuff, you can skin the animal with a knife like this. But I also use it for stuff around the house, opening mail, cutting thin plastic, nothing heavy, not like packaging or anything. And I just like to carry it around to see how the wear and tear affects the stone blades. Gives me kind of a perspective on how they were used in the past. And I developed this type of hafting just over time, over the past couple months, experimenting with this. And what I do is I just take a branch. This one is actually a limb from a creosote bush that we find out here in the desert. And this is thoroughly dried out. It's very hard wood, extremely hard, and the bark is kind of unusual. Looks pretty cool. And what I do is, after it's dry, I cut this notch out with a bandsaw to fit the stone blade in there. And then on this particular piece, this stone blade was a little bit wider than this when I first started, but I liked this piece of wood, so I kind of adjusted the blade to the handle a little bit and made it more narrow so it fit in there just right. And I like to cut back the bark. I like to leave it on, but cut back the bark from this front portion so that when I wrap it, it kind of looks, flush. So I cut this notch out with a bandsaw. I use a pocket knife to trim off the bark and carve this a little bit. And then I take some, I think this is like jewelry cord for beading and stuff, for necklaces and whatnot. And you can use anything. Rawhide, I use rawhide sometimes, or sinew. Of course, this is glued in. I'm just going to show you how to wrap it, but I glue this in with resin or something that is a hot melt type of glue. So I could take it out. If it breaks, I could take it out and replace it and keep the handle. Alright, so the cordage or whatever should be, fairly thick, so it matches the bark as far as thickness. It doesn't have to match perfectly, but I like it to at least match a little bit. Match closely the thickness of the bark, so it seems kind of smooth here instead of that jump between the handle and the wrapping that you sometimes see. Now this stuff is kind of weak. A lot of this jewelry cord you buy at the department store is kind of weak, so it just kind of broke easy there. It doesn't need to be very tight. Not if the socket is nice and firm and you use the glue. So yeah, just pretty straightforward thing. I'll show you how I finish wrapping it. And I made a bunch of these for family for Christmas. And they're kind of cool to give away. Okay. This is just a loop of this piece of B50 string, I'm going to use to pull the end of the jewelry cord with. I'll show you that in a minute. Now, you see how I kind of reduce the width here and here of the stone blade so that the transition between the cordage and the stone is more smooth. Or smoother. And of course, with some glue in there in that transition, it's even better. You can see how the wood's poking through there. It doesn't do that when you have the glue making that transition more smooth. Okay. And if it's a hot melt glue, after you got the string on, you just warm everything up and the string will stick itself to the glue also. See how I just pull that through? Okay, so that's how I wrap them. And this stone is heat-treated coral, I believe. And again, it's a creosote bush. It's a desert plant, but it dries extremely hard. It's almost like the same texture as antler. It's got some weight to it also. Okay, just wanted to show you that. That's it.